Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see, I've kind of mixed it up a little bit. We're not in front of my pink fuzzy backdrop today. It needed to be clean. So I'm trying a new like live backdrop kind of situation. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this better, I'm more than happy to keep shooting this way. It's actually kind of fun. I can kind of play with it a little bit more. But we're gonna dive into the video. Today, we are doing a full face of indie makeup that I've talked about, haven't talked about, I hear no hype about, and I hear a lot of hype about. So if you wanna see how I create this super simple, super glam look, then sit back, relax, enjoy this video, and don't forget, like this video, subscribe below, and hit that notification bell. Okay, getting my sip of coffee in, and we're gonna dive right in. So I'm back. I have foundation on already. That's because my week is kind of weird and I'm trying to make up for stuff I've missed. So I'm filming a foundation wear test today, so I've already got that on. So we're just gonna dive into the rest of the makeup today. So moving on to my favorite indie concealer. I am obsessed with Jouer, the Essential High Cover Concealer. This is so good. It is, I was so shocked. It was another concealer that said the word matte in the title, and I went, no thank you. Not for me. I don't do matte concealers. They just make me look like a crusty old bitch. But I was just like, you know what, whatever. I think they had like a sale or something, and I was picking up some other stuff, and I thought, you know what, let me give it a shot. Shook. It is so good. Hands down one of the best concealers I own. I am almost out of the shade Custard. It is literally like almost gone, so I'm gonna be mixing it with another shade today and hoping it matches me. This has this huge doe foot. It is literally insane. It's kind of like, it's similar in size to the Tarte Shape Tape, but it's like longer. So I actually really like how this applies product. Grab my mirror. I'm just gonna pop this right here. The lighter shade, I'm gonna go closer to the inside of my little nosy here. Oh wow. Fully just a hair in my foundation. Oh gosh. This is what you get when you have 3 dogs and a cat. A lot of hair. Just a lot of hair all the fucking time. Okay, so I'm gonna apply it just on the inside here. This is super full coverage, so I don't need a ton, but I'm going for the cake up today. I want to, why not? I have nowhere to go. Let's get glam. So I'm gonna pop that there. I'm gonna pop the other shade, Macadamia, just a little bit lower. Pop that one in between my forehead. A little bit down the bridge of my nose. Okay, now, in the words of Bretman Rock, now that I look like a chicken, I'm gonna take my Blendiful and I'm just gonna blend this out. Okay, so like the first little layer of coverage is just, it's already so full, so insane. But I get super blue and I've been sleeping really poorly. So I'm gonna pop just a teeny bit more right on where I get dark, that macadamia shade, since it's a little peachier. And I'm actually gonna do the Jaclyn eye now. I'm gonna let that set for like 2.5 seconds while I get my powder ready. I'm gonna be baking with the Puff Puff Pass powder, so I'm just gonna knock that in there. Okay, I'm gonna let this set for 2 seconds and I'll be right back to blend this out and set it. Okay, now that I've got that blended out, I'm gonna go right in with my powder. I have a bunch in the sifter here. I have been using this on and off with my Huda, and honestly, this has moved right up there with it. I love this just so freaking much. It's got no smell. It keeps me looking super snatched. Doesn't change the color of my foundation or my concealer. The big perk with this guy, opposed to the Hudas, I can set my entire face with this, and I cannot do that with the Huda because that one is just a little too brightening and it kind of changes the color of my foundation. Makes me look a little pasty. I don't need any help with that. Looking stunning. So then for the rest of my face, I'm actually gonna be using the Jaclyn powder in the shade Do You. This is the this is supposedly, we'll see. This is supposed to be a dupe for the Lancome Absolute powder, which is beautiful, but it is insanely expensive for absolutely no reason because it's just a pretty slightly glowy powder. So this was like, I think $20 or $30 less. So I'm just really gonna load the brush up with that, get it on there, and we're just gonna buff it out. Wow, do you see the finish that gives my skin? I don't know if it's translating as much on camera. It's not like highlighted, it's not overly glowy, but wow, that is giving beautiful life to my skin. Okay. Okay, I don't love Jaclyn. Here's the thing, I don't love her, she's so messy. But this is, this is really pretty so far. Okay, color me shook. Okay, now that we are set, I am so fucking happy with both those powders. They are making my skin, I'm looking at a mirror over here, look so beautiful. I look matte, but I've got some dimension. I am super, super happy so far. But we are gonna dive into something I've only played with a couple times, but I am loving so far. This is from Alamau Cosmetics. This is the Brighten and Bronze Complexion Trio. These are so cute, so affordable, and so good. So I don't know if you can tell in the pan, I'm not really sure, but all of these have like a tiny bit of a sheen to them. And I was kind of like, I don't know, they're supposed to be like bronzy contour-y-ish. And I was really nervous that that was gonna translate kind of patchy on the skin because you either perfect a glowy bronzer or you really screw up a glowy bronzer. There's no in between. Either they look stunning on the skin or absolute patchy trash. So I was super nervous, and once I popped this on, I was so impressed. So I just kind of mixed the two shades together, and I just go to warm up the skin, and they are the most beautiful, just caramely warm color on the skin. I'm just so impressed. They don't pick up on any of like my foundation and other powders underneath. They don't get patchy, they don't catch. They blend beautifully. They build up like a dream. They don't, I don't know. When it comes to like two shades of bronzer in a palette, you're very much like, did I need to? Does it really matter? Are these different enough? Together, they really do add just this bronze dimension that looks so natural, so sun-kissed. I'm obsessed with this. Since I've worn it, I've just been so into it, but reached for a couple times now, like I said, and when I have as much shit as I do, me wanting to consistently reach for something means a lot to me. So I'm just gonna bronze this off my face, so you guys get an idea for how it's gonna look. And you'll see it's giving just such a believable bronze, kind of just like a natural, not contoured, but just a slightly sculpted look to my skin. So I'm gonna bronze up the rest of my face and we'll be back to blush it up. All right, I am bronzed up. I'm feeling so much better, nice and glowy, nice and warm. So we are gonna dive in to my blush. I'm gonna be using, this is something from the Balm. It's called the Balm Fire. Cutest name in the world, are you kidding me? Okay, so I'll bring this up close. This has two blushes in it, so if I can open it, you have this one here, and then literally right underneath it, you just pop it open, and bam, you got another one. It's so cute. I was actually shocked how much, like, I loved this when I got it in person. I was immediately like, why is this so adorable? So I actually ordered a couple more of these because the site was having a 50% off sale, and I thought, I think these were $13 and you get 2 full-size blushes. I was like, why the hell not? And when you see this pigment, you are gonna be so shook. So this first shade, Dusk, is super glittery, super glowy, but I love it. It kind of reminds me of like NARS Orgasm, but clean brush, one little swipe, boom. Do you see that pigmentation? It is insane. So I don't always love a crazy pigmented blush. I usually like something more buildable, but this does just look so beautiful on the skin. So I'm just gonna dive right in. So you see it's got a little bit of glitter, a little bit of a glow, but mostly it just comes across as this really stunning, just gentle peachy sheen on the skin. I'm so impressed because I was really, like I said, you're getting all this pigment and a little bit goes a long way, but it just blends so well. So you just feel like you can't get too much. And so I've been doing that. I'll do that one on the cheek, and then I'm actually gonna take the darker shade in this little guy, Dawn here. And I'm gonna take that, load my brush up again, and I'm gonna take that just slightly kind of on the back here, add a little dimension to the blush. Yes, those just build so beautifully together, blend so well with the other powders, and are immediately giving my like cheek a little highlighted effect. So I'm gonna be able to use less of that later. So I am loving this, so into this. I'm gonna blush up the rest of my face and we'll be back to get our glow on, y'all. Okay, so far I have this really natural, just beautiful flush, beautiful bronze, and we're gonna amp it up a little bit. I want some super glam makeup like I said today. So we've stayed pretty natural and now we are gonna go for it. So I'm gonna pop in, this is something I have not used before. I'm so excited. I finally picked one of these up. This is the highlight palette from Lime Crime in the shade, I think Opal or something like that. The Opals. Just stunning. In person, they're extra beautiful. I'm really impressed with just like, I was afraid this was gonna feel super cheap, and this is much heavier than I expected. Lime Crime in general has a pretty checkered past with their old owner, Doe Deer. But in the last, I think 4 or 5 years, they have a new CEO. They have rebranded a lot of stuff. They have really cleaned up their act, fixed mistakes from the past, and removed people that don't need to be involved. So as soon as I saw some of the drama was lifting, I thought, you know what, let me try some Lime Crime. I've always wanted one of these palettes, and let me get into it. So I'm gonna dive into this peachy shade over here. I'm super excited about this. Load that up on a brush. I know they're known to be pigmented, so I'm just gonna put that there. And we're just gonna pop this on the cheek. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? That is, woo! That is so bright. Just wow. Do you see that? Ooh, it's got this kind of shift to it. Ooh. I am very, very surprised actually. So I expected it to be blinding. I did not expect it to be just the full fucking fantasy right away. Like that is insane. I can't remember what this retails for. I'll put this down below, but you get 3 shades and I'm pretty sure they're all this pigmented, all this crazy. Okay, well, we are blinding, y'all. I am just fully obsessed with this. Okay, so yeah, this is the Opals palette. I'm gonna pick this up in a couple other shades. They have some kind of funky highlight shades that I don't own. And I'm gonna have to pick more of these out. These are insane. Okay, so I think I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit and we're gonna move on to my eyes. Okay, we are zoomed in on my face. I'm gonna take a little sip of my coffee, excuse me. Perfect. Okay, we are gonna dive into the eyes. So I'm gonna be using my Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. This is just so pretty. I use and abuse this a lot, kind of off camera. I don't use it on camera a lot. There was about 1 million trillion reviews of this already, and I was like, I don't really need to throw another one into the mix. If you guys want a full review on this palette, I'm more than happy to give you one, but just a little spoiler alert, it's stunning. I'm not gonna do anything crazy today. I'm obviously not going anywhere. I'm still in quarantine. So I'm just gonna be doing a super, super basic, just kind of warm, like semi-smoky eye. Just wanna feel the fantasy, feel a little pretty. Look at this pigmentation off the tiniest tap. Look at the blend that you get from this. And it's just effortless. If you've been back and forth on whether or not this is worth it, I think it retails for $48. Absolutely is. I've had it since it came out. Reached for it countless times. The mattes blend well. The sequin shades are these kind of, here, let me pick it up really fast. These sequin shades are the ones that have that kind of like glitter in them. It's shocking. So every matte I've used in my entire life that has like a glitter in it, always, and I mean always, looks patchy, looks chunky. The glitter just looks like weird. It doesn't really make sense on the eye, and they just look strange. She has managed to refine that idea and somehow make it sophisticated. I'm not really sure how she did it, but it is the formula in the palette that I find the most special. What makes it really, really worth the purchase is that if you're really into pressed glitters, I will say I don't use them a ton, but these are the best ones I've used. They just slide on, stick to the eye, not so much to your finger. You get a tiny bit of fallout if you use too much, but as long as you are just like light-handed with it, a little bit's gonna go a long way. You're gonna get the effect you want, so just be careful. But in general, the whole palette just blends like a dream, looks so beautiful. The pigmentation's insane. I cannot wait for a second one. I really, really hope it is coming soon. Okay, so I have soothed the matte shade, just blended up into my crease really fast. I'm super, super happy with this, but I'll be back and we're gonna deepen it up. Okay, I'm reaching for one of those sequin shades. This is Ritual Sequin, so I'm gonna see if you can see it. I don't even know if it'll look like, I don't think you can see any of the pearls in that. So when I blend this on the outer corner here, I'm just gonna kind of tap this out here and slightly up into my crease to like deepen it up a little bit. You're gonna see that this has just the softest dimension to it that doesn't look chunky and trashy, I guess is the way I'll say it. Some glitter shadows just look like garbage. And this, like I said before, just has the sophistication about it. Okay, do you look at that? It just blended so effortlessly, took literally 2.5 seconds, and it is just so beautiful. And unlike a matte, the sequin offers just this, I don't know, a bit of depth past just deepening the color and trying to add dimension like that. It not only does that, it gives you another layer to that situation and just making that eye look extra special with minimal to no effort. So I'm gonna copy this in the other eye and then we'll be right back to play with a little shimmer, y'all. Okay, I'm keeping it pretty simple, so I'm just gonna reach in and grab probably Aura. This is the metallic shade. I'm gonna take that on my finger and I'm just gonna apply that right to the lid that way. I find that almost every metallic I use, I like how it applies better with my finger than anything else. And these are just, they're not the most foiled metallic, but she actually mentioned she did that so it doesn't pick up on texture on the lid. And so I actually really appreciate that. And so I'm just gonna take this all the way from inner corner, kind of all the way over. And then I'm gonna take that shade that I had that deeper shade on, and I'm just gonna kind of soften up this edge a little bit. Make sure I don't lose that depth and I keep that blend there. Okay, this is looking super, super soft, super, super pretty. I'm gonna copy this in the other eye. I don't have an indie mascara that I use or I'm obsessed with, so I'm gonna do my mascara and my lashes off camera, and we will finish up this face, y'all. Okay, throw my brows on off camera because who wants to see that? Nobody. But I am using a new combination and I'm actually really, really happy so far. So I'm using, these are both from Lime Crime, the Bushy Brow Precision Pen. It's like a felt tip marker, kind of sculpted it out, let me fill them in a little bit. Really loved that. Super pigmented, so be kind of light-handed with that. This is the Bushy Brow Gel by them. Love this applicator, super skinny. It's a little long, so if you have really, really sparse brows, might be difficult, but worked super well for me. And this is the Blowout Brow Fro Gel from Woma Beauty. This is so good. It's super pigmented, so fair warning. Teeny, teeny little brush, did a super good job finishing it off, filling in what I didn't with the pencil, and just making everything look so, so, so snatched. So I'm gonna finish up really, really fast. My lips, I'm gonna be using, this is a Velveteen lip liner from Lime Crime. It's in the shade Angel. Just gonna line these bad boys. Okay, so these lip liners apply like a freaking dream. I ordered a couple of these. I got this one for $6. Are you kidding me? And I'm going with the Kimchi Chic Wet Gloss in the shade Atlanta. I've talked about this before. It is just the freaking best gloss in the world. It just has this like fruit punch smell. Feels like a freaking dream on the lips. And I've just been doing this lately where I take a lip liner, put this over the top, and then I blend them together, and it just makes everything look so, so pretty. I love how juicy it makes my lips look. And it gives me a little more variety because I feel like I have a lot more lip liners than I do lip colors. I feel like all my lipsticks end up being pink, but I feel like I get a little more adventurous with the liners. So I love this shade. It's kind of a warm terracotta nude with the eye. It is so, so, so pretty. But this is the final look. What do we think, you guys? This just goes to show that you can get it done with all indie makeup without digging into the pockets of these huge brands. Don't get me wrong, I love all of the makeup, but if you're someone who really wants to get it done without using these big name brands, you absolutely can get a stunning, stunning look, full glam, with this. I mean, this is just like a fraction of the brands that exist out there. I highly, highly encourage you to hop online and do a little deep dive, do a little dig, look for some of these brands because they're doing really creative, awesome, awesome things, and they just aren't getting the recognition that they absolutely deserve. But that brings us to the end of today's video. If you liked what you saw today and you want to see more content like this, don't forget, comment below. I love to hear from you guys. Like this video, subscribe to my channel by clicking on my face right over here. Hit that notification bell so you can see every time I post something new. And as always, thank y'all so much for watching. I love y'all.